This is Peery Habits Level 3, musical lesson number 4. So you almost know the entire piece now of Bouncing on My Bed. This week you're going to practice sections A, B, and C all together. 5 times every day, marking with X's and stars when you can get that whole thing with all of your first steps covered. This is a big challenge because it's almost the entire piece, but you can do it. Okay, so work really hard on that this week. You can also try starting to put that with the metronome. We had started around last time, section C, I mentioned metronome 100. That might be a good metronome to start with. But like I've always said, speed comes last. So if you're not ready, if you're still working on getting your notes and all of your expression and your hand position correct, that is most important. So don't start adding the metronome until you have all of those other things perfectly. So this week we're going to learn the last 4 measures. So that's the little ending. And this ending starts on measure 15 and it goes 15, 16, and 17. And so really that's only 3 measures. So it's less than I even thought. So that's great. You get a little vacation. Okay, so let's look at measure 15 and let me play it for you and you tell me if it sounds familiar. You've done this before, right? So it's where we have, it's a little different because usually you start with that part to do, right? But we're kind of combining the 2 measures of A. So we're starting with that first part, following it by that right hand. So let's go over the fingers for this. So fingers are going to start in left hand, finger 5 and 1 on that 5th. You know this. And then right hand, you're putting 2 and 3 on this group of 2 black keys and going out to the white keys surrounding. So 2 and 3, 1 and 4. Okay? Expression. We're going to do the same wrists we did in A before. So it will be pop, drop, float, float. And then there's an extra little ending there, the next measure, which just goes. Now, this one's a little bit different because normally when we're doing drop, float with a short slur, just covering 2 or 3 notes, I've always told you to go loud and then soft. So we're dropping heavy and floating off soft. Okay, well this one is, we're going to do it a little bit differently. It's the end of the piece, it's marked fortissimo, and musically, this is an exception, we want the second note to be even louder, kind of like a crescendo. Remember? Remember this? We're just going to do one of these, getting louder. Okay, so the 2-note slur at the very end will be drop and then push. You see? So I push my weight. Most of you probably want to do this naturally, so this should be easier than floating away. So that's the expression. Let me play the entire ending so you can hear what I'm talking about. So here is measure 15. Drop, float, float, rest, rest, drop, float. See, I pushed into it. We don't want a real gentle ending, because it's marked fortissimo, which is really, really loud. Let's talk about the rhythm. The trickiest part are the rests, which are found in measure 16. Okay, you're going to have to count this out. So either do this with the metronome or just count it out. Let me count this for you, the entire ending. So starting with measure 15. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You hear I counted 1, 2, 3? Okay. Excellent. So either do that with the metronome or make sure that you're counting in that rest. 1, 2, 3. And say it out loud. If you just do it in your mind at first, you'll go fast. And you won't be counting full 3 beats. Okay, let's go to the notes now. You might have noticed I did a little bit something different there at the end. The reason for that is, I'll show you this mark. It's this octave sign. Do you see that? Okay, that means they want you to play those same notes. So here's where it's written on the staff. But when it has that 8 VA with the dashes and then the line coming down, it means you put your hand an octave higher. So if the 8VA is above the notes, like it is in this piece, you're going to put your hand an octave higher. So on that last surprise ending, that's when you're going to move your hand up. Okay, so let's go through the notes. In the left hand, it's C and G, right? Right hand, we're doing 2 black keys, and then C and E twice. Then we're going to move our right hand up during the rests. We have lots of time. And do the 2 black keys, and then C, G, C, E all together. So let me play for you the entire ending. We'll do it at 100 so you can kind of hear what it's going to sound like. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so get to work on your ending. You could even try now this week playing through from beginning to end. You know the whole piece. So work on your fern on your ending, the rest of it 5 times every day. And when you've mastered it or practiced at least 5 days, you'll be ready to go on to musical lesson number 5. Get ready to pass this piece.